players from the Nuggets you would bring back next year? We talked about the
That's
coach,
too
but
many.
5 players. Well, okay.
Are you being serious?
You don't think they'll bring back 5 players?
Okay,
I'll
they will, you
give
asked
you
me.
5. I'll give you 5. Nurkic, Barton, Gallinari.
Gary Harris.
I'm not so sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
He's like 20 years old.
I know. I'm not so sure.
Okay, let's let him finish.
yeah,
Can
yeah.
you get your turn?
Laverne, the kid from France.
I'll take
Joshua
Shirley.
Laverne.
I'll take Squiggy. You take Lenny.
One more. Ooh.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
Jameer Nelson. I like him as my backup
Okay,
point guard.
you're
All right.
5.
Gallinari,
Yeah.
Nurkic, Gary Harris because he's 20 years old or whatever he is. Oh man, this is tougher than I thought. You threw Will Barton in there. I mean, he's cheap or whatever. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's kind of enticing. I mean, he led him
Yeah.
in scoring a few times. We really don't know what he is yet.
yeah, but we know what he is. He's not going to be a key player on the
No, but if he's in
team.
the in the
Right.
rotation, 8 or 9 guys.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I mean, what am I doing
That's
here with my
4.
hands? Yeah, this is 4, and
What did
the
you do
young
there?
viewers are laughing.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
got that.
Okay,
I got that
Okay, I don't know, Woody. I don't even know if I have a 5th.
Well, the question really was about the other way around. It was like almost Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I gave you an answer, but you're saying both of you are not mentioning
Ty Lawson, Kenneth Fareed, Wilson Chandler.
Chandler.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
talking
doing
about
that purposely.
At least 3 of their starters, you don't expect back or don't want back.
This is
I
a
don't know.
rebuild, Woody. In my mind, this is a rebuild.
Yeah.
In every way, shape, and form.
Yeah. What do you think, Woody?
Well, what I think is, what did you get out of the Carmelo Anthony trade?
Gallo.
All the guys we're about to get rid of.
No,
I mean, I'm being silly.
So there wouldn't
You
be
got
anything,
Gallo.
There wouldn't really be anything left other than Gallinari
Right.
based
Right.
on what you guys are saying. So how good is that trade in retrospect now?
Oh, you make a great point, Woody.
How many
Yeah.
of those guys really made a difference here?
Yeah,
There
but you
were,
also
what, 5?
You also
5
have
of
to
them?
ask what's Carmelo done in New York when you ask that question.
No, that's a very good
No,
point.
I'm just that trade was supposed to put the Nuggets in position for the next 5 to 7 years.
Right.
Well, one of those guys is in Cleveland in the playoffs, may win a championship.
Moskov.
One of those guys is playing guard.
Raymond Felton,
is
yeah.
playing back for the. Who is he playing for now?
I have no-
Dallas.
I have no
He
idea
had
what
one
it
good
is,
game
yeah.
the other night. So who else was it?
And then Chandler and
Phillips.
Gallinari.
Chandler has been nothing really.
Costa Koufos.
Koufos is in New Orleans, I think. Isn't he?
Remember
He's
when
in
you
the
broke that
playoffs?
story?
Yeah.
That was a funny moment. They'd announced that the Nuggets were getting 4 players. Woody goes up to talk to the general manager, and he looks at the board and he goes, "Wait, who's Costa Koufos?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we got him in the trade also." Woody accidentally stumbled across a news story.
Raymond
they
Felton,
didn't
Raymond
cover up the
Felton is in
blackboard.
Memphis, by the way.
And so is Koufos. Well, Koufos
So-
is in Memphis.
oh, okay.
But anyway,
Oh, Koufos is. I'm
to
sorry,
your point,
Koufos
though,
is in-
Woody, I love it. And the idea is, and I've talked to some people at Pepsi Center with some influence, and they'll say, maybe we should have made the deal with New Jersey/Brooklyn and gotten all those draft picks and Derek Favors. Maybe right now the
You
Nuggets.
talking about the Melo trade?
Yeah.
He wasn't going to go there.
No, but
there
they
was
could-
one place he was going.
No.
That was the
That's
Knicks.
not true. He's
Period.
going to Chicago.
I
He's
covered
going to
the
Chicago.
team.
No,
He's
no,
going
that
to
was when he was.
Jersey.
That was when he was opting out. I'm talking about back then. That wasn't happening, Ben.
It was a
He wanted the
possibility.
Knicks. That was the only place he would
No,
go.
It was a
no,
possibility late
no.
in
guys,
the game.
guys.
No,
I
you're-
covered them at that time too.
Yeah.
It
You're
was the
wrong.
Knicks. First, second, and 32nd.
Oh,
That's where he was going.
He would have. He said he would have taken Chicago, and he would have gone to the New Jersey because that's right across the street from.
And they're
New York
moving to
City.
Brooklyn.
and Lala wanted the Knicks. Period.
Well, I
in
know
August-
That's what he
but
was
they
holding
had-
out for.
in
He's
August
right.
when he-
They had a deal worked with the Nets and took what they thought was a better deal with the Knicks. He wouldn't have had a choice over that. He didn't have a choice where he's going. They were trying to make him happy. He wasn't coming back.
Right, and in August of 2010,
Let's
when
don't
Carmelo
be
sat down with
revisionist
Josh
history.
Kroenke,
Yeah.
he sat down and said Chicago or New York. So to start the process, he also was into Chicago. Of course, the Knicks were Carmelo's desire, and of course, the Knicks were where he ended up. But let's not think that Brooklyn wasn't a possibility, at least somewhat, during that rocky process. And maybe if they could have pulled it off.
Where was he born? Where was he born? Les? Where was he
Doesn't
born?
matter where you're born.
He was born in Brooklyn.
So
sure
what?
it matters.
Doesn't matter where he was
everybody
born.
wants to go home again.
Where Brooklyn at? You know that song?
If during this
I got
call,
7 Mac 11,
if during this
about
call on that
8,
thing you
38,
carry
99.
around all the time,
My iPad?
that whatever the top station in Chicago offers you the lead sports anchor, you're out of here before the shows because you want to go back home. If he gets a job covering the St. Louis Cardinals and being a columnist in St. Louis, he's going back
Would you
home.
go?
Actually, I don't know, man. I've thought about that. But I mean, to play along, of course, it's home. Why would I not go home?
All right.
You say, well, what
Well, that's
tonight?
like saying-
Why he's born in Brooklyn? They're going to bring the
I'm
franchise
telling you,
back
hey,
to Brooklyn. He's going to be a
guys,
star.